Oh, good morning, everyone. It's Shay in Silver Lake, Oregon. It's 40 degrees right now. The high is supposed to be 66, 67, but it looks kind of cloudy. I've been waiting. It's like 8:41. I've been waiting for maybe about an hour for it to get a little bit lighter, but not really. What's going on right there? That's so weird. I turned my sprinklers on yesterday because ow, man, my back is still killing me. And whenever I look like sharply one way, it gets me. So I'm like moving pretty slow. So sorry about that. I'm testing out because I expanded my garden. So now I have to figure out what sprinkler is going to work best, where, what hose, and then also like I'm going to have to take this hose and line it straight down the line here so that, because when I do my sweeping, I don't want to have to stop and move hoses all the time. So I want it to have one. What's up with those feet print back there? It looks like maybe Serenity feet print. See a lot of puppy prints, but I don't know. Anyway, I wasn't really planning on working. I just had Serenity running around putting the hose here. Wow, look at that little guy. He poofed up pretty fast. I'm gonna have to move him. But wasn't really doing anything out here other than we were testing out the sprinklers because that's pretty much all I can do right now. Because it's like my upper back, like right dead in between my shoulder blades. It's like I got punched really hard right there. And I can feel like when I turn, look at that big old divot. It really gets me. Oh, look, this is floofing up a little bit. That mint, maybe I didn't kill off the mint. Strawberries are looking pretty good. Look at that. That daffodil is getting ready to bloom. Those were those little tiny daffodils that all bloomed early, and these were the ones I transplanted over here, so they look pretty good. Look at the ice inside the barrels. I think I might have killed this one, but this was the first one I transplanted. And I haven't been able to get anything to live in this wooden wheelbarrow. I've planted all kinds of stuff in there, and I just can't get anything to live. But that's looking better. Look at that chunk of ice. Yeah, I got down into the low 30s, high 20s last night. Oh, this is looking a little better. Let's look at those raspberries over here. Those raspberries look fantastic. So it looks like those are going to survive. My green onions look super great. We have fresh ones coming up. And here are those tulips that bloomed yesterday. There's the yellow ones, and there's a couple pink ones over there. And what I did notice too, that's the garlic. Here is the lilies. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There should be one like right in here somewhere. Maybe that one's not going to come back. I think there was supposed to be 6 or 7 of them. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oof. Maybe I did lose 2. But then again, some of them pop up late, so... And I was worried about it last year. And this is their... let's see, this would be their 3rd summer. So maybe I'm just over thinking it. And sometimes I do that. But look, this pink mum is doing good. It's coming back. And this is that white mum, and I struggled getting a white mum to grow. And the asparagus all back there is all popping up. These ones are bigger this year. This is its 3rd year of that group. And then I have asparagus in another bed that I've had for 4 years. The apple trees are looking fantastic. Look at that. It's getting some green on the bottom of this one. And it's got a new shoot coming up. Look at all those beautiful leaves. And then the plum tree was the one that I stress about because this is I've only had it almost 1 year. But look, now I'm not even going to worry about it. It looks fantastic. Okay. And then this was the very first apple tree that I planted. And it's got some green coming up. Look at that. I wonder if I'll get flowers this year. That would be cool. Cool. And then what else we got going on? I don't know what's going on. Oh, yeah, yesterday I noticed that when I was watering, I noticed that what is this called? Lavender has gotten way bigger. So, but my carnations still these look like a mess. This looks like a mess. So hopefully that changes. That onion's looking good. Other than that, everything's looking pretty good. It's not too cold out here. Oh, yeah, and you know what else I noticed yesterday when I couldn't do much other than walk around with Serenity a little bit. Out of all the times I've had to keep coming back here and burying this hole, and my dog digging it up. What, 4 or 5 times this year? Look how fantastic these irises are doing. I mean, it's amazing that they have been able to go through so much. I noticed yesterday, oh, I am getting some buds. Well, just this one. But, oh, there's one over here. There's a couple right there. So it is coming. Well, good morning, Sunshine. You say gal bed? You say gal bed? He usually doesn't get up until at least an hour or 2 after I do. He snores for a while. Oh, I see your toy. I'll get your toy. I get your toy. I'm gonna run off with it. I'll get it. Get your toy. You silly dog. You silly. I didn't get it. Anyway, Serenity went back to school. We did the whole slump. Oh, man. That was rough. Even though she went to bed fairly early, which I was pretty surprised. Oh, we ate a honeydew. I thought I bought a cantaloupe and it ended up being a honeydew, which is fine. I ate the whole thing anyway. And I buried the seeds out here already. We'll see what happens. Look at how good these are doing. Those irises, I noticed that yesterday too. Like, wow, what a transformation in just, what, a month's time? Well, last year they were pretty big. We planted some sunflower seeds. It's supposed to be 67 today, which isn't going to be greatly warm, but tomorrow is supposed to be 70s. And then the 2 day, Thursday and Friday. So today's Monday. Tomorrow's supposed to be 70. And then 60 on Wednesday. Then Thursday, Friday, it said it was supposed to rain a little. So that's kind of good. Get that going. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. There was a ton of jet streams yesterday, and there's quite a few today. Look at that already. So many. Oh, my corn too has popped up already in my trays. Because I have some trays in the house. I got mimosa trees come up, which I tried to grow one every year, and usually as soon as I plant it in the ground, it dies. But I'll keep trying because I have a million seeds. And then it's a pink one. And I loved it when I lived in Central Point. I absolutely loved it. My whole entire place that I was renting had a bunch of them on there, and I just loved them so much. And I didn't care about picking up the mess or anything because I enjoyed them. They were such beautiful shade trees. I want one. And then I have a lemon tree, which I had a bunch of lemon trees last year. I gave them all away, and then the one that I kept died. And then, so I'm going to try again. I want it to be an indoor, kind of like my fig. Like my fig tree. My fig tree is doing amazing. And then I also there's like a couple cucumbers that's popped up. All the corn pretty much has come up. And I did watermelon, cucumber, something else. An apple, apple tree. Bunch of different stuff. There's like 2 big trays full of seeds. I did 6 of each thing, but the corn, I did 12. And then the cucumber, I did 12. Because the corn I'll keep inside I'll let it get big in the little containers that it's in, and then I'll transplant that into a bigger container. A little bit bigger, and I'll keep those going for a while. I won't plant those outside for good until like May, June, because of the frost. Like last year I lost all my corn because there was a frost like in June. Like it was like right at the beginning of June. It ended up freezing for like 3 days in a row. And killed off quite a bit of my stuff, but literally a lot of stuff still survived. You know, and like I said, I try to get the heirloom seeds. My whole point is to get something to grow. Once I get it to grow and once it's bloomed, you know, then I try to get the seeds from it. And then I plant those seeds, and then those seeds. I'm on my great-grandchildren's seeds. I had a comment yesterday that said my ground looked really sandy, and it probably does have some sand in it, but really when I dig down in it, the soil is not really like, there's not like a lot of clay. It's easy to dig in. It's so soft. It is like a real light brown look to it when it's dry. And then, of course, you know, when it's wet, it has the darker brown. I don't know. I don't seem to have too big of problems. I do notice that after I plant my sunflower seeds and then the following year, after the sunflowers have tilled the ground and, you know, sifted through it, that soil seems to be like the best. I planted sunflowers in this line. And then a couple years ago, I put in this, like, I only did it 2 times. And then after that, I just planted trees and other, like these are all echinaceas. I love echinaceas. And the first year I did try to plant tulips, and I planted probably 50 tulips. And this is all I've got from those tulips. I did that the first year, and then I planted sunflowers sporadically around. And then the tulips started doing better after the first year of sunflowers. And I just didn't put more tulips. Instead, I just did echinaceas and said, forget it. Forget the tulips. I'll just do echinaceas because I like those a lot, and I know for sure that they do pretty good. And there's also Shasta daisies in here. So it'll get real thick, like in a few years, with all the echinaceas and the big Shasta daisies. It'll get really thick in here and about 2 feet tall. So they'll be as tall as this white lattice pieces that I found. It'll be actually a little bit taller, and it'll be nice and bushy and thick in here. And the echinaceas deer don't like. So that eventually the echinaceas will protect the trees for me. And the deer will only be able to reach what they can reach, but they won't be able to really get underneath of them. And it'll also bring in the butterflies, the dragonflies, and the bees to help pollinate the trees. Echinaceas are kind of like a medical plant, like a medical flower. So when the bees are transferring the pollen and all that kind of stuff, I'll have healthy fruit. So there's a lot of bonuses to why I did that. I planted a ton of tulips in this bed, but I didn't do sunflowers in this bed. I did do marigolds, and I feel like the marigolds have helped it a little bit better. And maybe when I've bought in bags of soil, generally I notice like bark. One bag I bought, I noticed paint chips. I don't really want that kind of stuff in my yard. You know, and it's 50 miles for me to go buy dirt. And when I get the dirt home and I cut it open and it's not what the label says, it's too hard for me to load that, cut open bag back up, drive 50 miles back. That's 100 miles round trip. Just to take back and said, okay, this said potting soil, but it's bark. It's happened to me a few times already. So I just figure it's better for me just to go with what my soil that I have, instead of try to put a bunch of money into something that ends up not being what I want. And if weeds grow, then your other stuff should grow too, is the way I look at it. Like, look, all of this stuff is growing. And look at my onions. I've had some of these for 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. And then this year. In the same bed. And they seem to be fine, and they taste good. My neighbors like them. I like them. Everybody seems to... Oh, I can't really be bending down. Everybody seems to be fine with how it's working. I would only suggest that you just try. That's the best thing that anybody can do, is just try. That's what I did, and I'm still trying things. I still fail at a lot of stuff. And I just try again and try again. But I'm definitely not a professional. There was a comment asking, oh, give recommendations and things like that. I have just recently, in 2015, when I went to the dollar store, I bought a packet of mammoth sunflowers. It was like 15 seeds in the packet. I was living in Central Point. I was bored. I planted them. I think About 6 or 7 of them got, I didn't realize that squirrels and mice and birds will, you know, cut the tip of your sunflower off. And there was like a lot of mice and all kinds of stuff out. And so only maybe 5 or 6 sunflowers survived because I learned to put jars over the top of them until they got big enough that the animals stopped messing with them. And I grew those, and that's what started my love for planting. And then I moved to Bandon. I tried to grow sunflowers in Bandon, but for some reason they didn't grow. But I had irises that I had brought with me. So I grew my irises, and they did fine. And then when I moved out here, we were no longer renting. We were owning. And so then I was like, well, I'm just going to plant all different kinds of stuff and see. And I just started getting, you know, whenever I'd be out and about, like at the dollar store, Dollar General, Habitat for Humanity. Let's see, my daughter picked up a few things from Walmart, but everything I've ever gotten from Walmart dies. So I just don't even bother. A lot of stuff that I get from Ace lives, like this chocolate mint. All the mint I got from Ace. The lilies I've gotten from Ace. All the tulips, and only a few survived, I got from Bi-Mart. So I kind of stopped buying stuff. You know, I'm real particular about what I get from Bi-Mart. Everything that I've gotten from Habitat for Humanity has survived. Even seeds, my fig trees from Habitat, all kinds of stuff. All I've done is drop the seeds in, watered it. I did let my carrots, when I planted carrots, I let those go for 2 years where I didn't pick them out. I left a cluster. Last year I had that huge, what was it, like 5 feet tall carrot blooms. And I got all the seeds from that, and I replanted all of those seeds. And that's what I do, is I just get the seeds and then replant the seeds. I watch it grow, see what happens, see it go to seed, get the seeds, and that's what I've done with the green onions. So it's acclimated to my environment. And then that seems to be what helps me the most. Oh my goodness, is this 23 minutes? Anything over 20 minutes takes like a really super long time to upload. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that bird. Oh, there's 2 of them in that tree over there. It must be their nest. Anyway, I do feel a little better today, but I am still going to take it easy. I'm going to take another Epsom salt soak, where I soak my whole body, because that really helps the best. And I'm not going to sit too long. I'm not going to lay down too long. I'm not going to stand too long. I'm not going to walk too long. I'm going to have to really time it out today. I've already spent 20 minutes walking, and I can really feel my back tightening up. So I definitely need to go and sit. And I'm going to sit in different chairs so that it changes it up a little bit. And hopefully I get that muscle back to, I feel like it's a muscle spasm that's like really super tight. Oh, melt. The snow is getting even less. Look at today. On the lower areas, it's way melted, but it's that tip. That tip needs to melt. Oh, and my latest shorts, the latest short that I did, no, not the latest one, the one before that, A Simple Life or something like that. Wow. That one's really taken off. In just like 2 days, it's had like 1,400 views. Crazy. Anyway, I wish you guys to have a happy, happy day. If it's your Monday and you're at work, I hope everything goes very smooth. I hope your coworkers are really super respectful to you. And I hope that you have a really good breakfast, a really good lunch, and a really good dinner. I hope you have a really good rest today. And I hope everything goes your way. I hope all blessings are well received. So have a happy, happy Monday. Bye.